Welcome to Secrets Out Idaho. Each week, we let you in on the secrets of Southern Idaho and speak to the people who make it such a unique, hidden gem. I'm your host, Connie Stouffer. Sonia Haynes, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to talk to you more about the United Way of South Central Idaho and the 12 cool things to give. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. I'm so excited for this opportunity during COVID to be able to record this series.
I know. For those listening, we are remote, so we're not face-to-face, so we're being safe. But it is a new way of doing this, so I'm excited, and thank you for joining me. The first one I wanted to talk to you today about is money. So I think lots of people are familiar with donating to causes and things like that, but I want you to talk a little bit more about money that people can give and different causes and how that money is spent, particularly here in South Central Idaho.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So a lot of people don't know how the United Way is structured and set up. And we have really found that money can't always be the conversation, but we definitely need to let people be aware of it because obviously money does help a lot of organizations. We serve any 501c3 nonprofit. Our territory here in South Central Idaho goes from Mountain Home all the way to Stanley, all the way to American Falls. And then we also have welcome to Jackpot, Nevada, because no one really claims them. So we take them. But money is very important, and here's why. Obviously, anytime you give to United Way, money can go towards hard costs, which are overhead and things like that. There's a lot of misconceptions with that statement. However, I don't think people realize that with United Way and other nonprofits, when you give a monetary donation, we are able to make it bigger. So we have grants out there. We have other funding partners that say, well, gosh, if you've already got $1,000, I will match that with funds within our company, or we would be willing to do a fundraiser to kind of set a goal for that. So the monetary donations are very, very important to nonprofits, especially the United Way, because we are always looking for ways to make that dollar go longer and impact more.
And there's some really easy ways to give. Like, obviously, you can go to the website and donate, but there's also opportunities for people to donate from their paycheck through their employer. And sometimes their employers will match you, right? Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. So we are unique in that we have what's called a workplace giving campaign. And if you don't already have one, it's very easy for us to start one. We work with HRs or your payroll specialists or corporate or whatever. And it's awesome. We don't take any percentage out. You can actually designate your dollar and have your dollar go directly to, let's say you wanted the homeless shelters or food pantries or Humane Society. You can actually say that out of your paycheck, $5 a paycheck or $3 or even $1. $1 is amazing. Can actually go every time to that organization that you serve. What's really cool about workplace campaigns, though, is that on a national and international blueprint or footprint, then it allows for you to leverage their dollars. For example, Costco, UPS, Intermountain Gas, all the banks, like every bank, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, Pioneer Federal Credit Union, Idaho Central, all the banks, Washington Federal have workplace giving campaigns, and they do matching dollars. It can be anywhere from 25 cents per dollar to 50 cents per dollar. First Federal is a $1 to $1, which is amazing. So what I try to tell people is if your company has a workplace giving campaign, Dot Foods has a wonderful campaign where they match it 50 cents per dollar, but they also do like an added match at the end of it based upon participation from the employees. That gives your impact into the community like so much more. So think about it. If you're giving outside of it to your church and your church has a pantry or your church has a clothing room that is for people in need, what could that do for your organizations that you serve already if you could give through your paycheck knowing that your organization matches?
Right. And I think for a lot of people, if it was just like $1 or $5 or, $10 a paycheck that was taken out before, it's easy to not notice that, right? So it feels less painful than writing $100 check or something like that. But by the end of the year, you've given $100 or $200 or more, plus your employer matches, which you don't normally get if you just write a check, right? And so that's exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And we also have some of the campaigns like Costco or Intermountain Gas or even FedEx. They'll do like an internal auction or a bake sale or, something that really gets the employees like engaged in more of a tangible piece. And that also gets matched by the companies. So it's just a really good opportunity to really understand before you start giving to the organizations you're passionate about, or sometimes you just want to give and you're not really sure what's going on in the community, but you know that you can do more. That's really where reaching out to me and the United Way is to better understand what the needs are. It's amazing what we're able to accomplish together.
Right. So that's a good point. So if say they don't have like a particular charity that they want to give all their dollars to, they can just give it to the United Way of South Central Idaho, right? And then you'll put it to where there are gaps. Is that right?
Yes. So we have a lot of programs, and we have programs right now. It's called Ready for Kindergarten. And we have classes for parents to understand how to better get their children prepared for kindergarten. Kindergarten is not the way it used to be. So if you're like, wow, I'm passionate about education, that's one of our missions is the United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. And we really target generational impact, which is children. So Ready for Kindergarten, you say, oh my gosh, I really am dedicated to education. We serve 47 schools in this region. Like, let that sit for a second. 47 schools. So if those schools need something, if you want to give to any of those schools and you're already giving, what a great opportunity to partner with United Way and your employer, because then that is also going those extra dollars to what you're passionate about.
That's so awesome. I think there's so many different ways to give, so many valuable charities, so many people in need, and so many ways to have an impact. That's, for some people, if you have extra dollars to give, what an easy way to have a positive impact in your community.
Yeah. And we even have, for example, we have some doctors that work at the hospitals, and they actually work with CPAs. They're contracted with the hospital. So we work with the CPAs. We do a pledge form. It comes out of their paycheck, before taxes or actually after taxes. But so, for example, we do have some doctors that work with CPAs. We give them a pledge form. They say, yes, we want to make sure that this goes towards whatever we're passionate about, or we want to make sure that it goes specifically to help financial needs for refugees.
So if someone is interested, maybe their employer isn't signed up yet, what's the best way for them to get the information they need to get started?
Perfect. So if you are at an employer and you ask your HR or your office manager if you have a United Way workplace campaign and they say no and you want to get started, it's as simple as requesting some pledge forms or doing a fundraiser. And then we can help you with that and facilitate, get you materials, get you things that you need for the giveaways. And that will start and kick off your campaign.
Fantastic. And I just want to make sure people know that if they want to find out more about what the United Way of South Central Idaho does, ways to give, and the work that you guys do, they can go to unitedwayscid.org. And then they can also visit southernidaho.org/lifestyle to learn more about the 12 cool things to give, as well as the 12 cool things of Idaho.
Really, thank you so much, Connie. This is just a great segment to help people better understand how to leverage their dollars in the community and really make direct impact.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us today, Sonia.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Secrets Out Idaho. You can follow Southern Idaho Economic Development on social media or visit southernidaho.org to learn more. Please take a moment to leave a rating and review and subscribe so you can be the first to hear more Secrets Out Idaho. Until next time.